hello, and welcome to this week's weekly weather and your horoscopes. My name is Jennifer Barish, and I will be your astrologer and cosmic guide for the week. I am so happy to have you to join me on this brand new year. We are in 2025, full swing ahead. January 13th through the 19th is the forecast for this week of 2025, and it is a full moon week. First full moon of the year. All right, and this full moon is in Cancer, which makes it extra potent and extra powerful. So, being a full moon week, we're first going to start off with the moons of the week so you know how to track them. You can get an app to put on your phone that can help you to know how to how to look for the moons. They change sign, or it changes signs every 2.5 days, the astrological moon. You can also look it up online, but knowing how to follow that moon is going to help you to know the emotions and the energy, not only for yourself, but all the people around you, your coworkers, your family, your spouse, your kids. It can just help you get along with people better. So knowing those moons are important, and then we're going to talk about the major energies of the week, including that big old moon, and then we'll round things out with horoscopes for the week. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. I hope you're having a happy new year so far. Man, this has been a busy year already. We had the nodes changing sign. If you didn't make note of that already, or if you don't follow the astrology at all, that's okay. Just know that we have a new energy cycle starting. That is very familiar with energy of 18 and a half years ago. So around the 2006-2007 time frame, we're starting a new cycle. And this cycle of energy, the north and south node, those are nodes of the moon, have moved in to Pisces and Virgo. And we will be working with Pisces and Virgo energy, and those are the signs that the eclipses this year are going to be in. And for the next 18 months, that's where the eclipse points are going to be. So a brand new energy. So look back to that time frame, late 2006, 2007, maybe even early 2008, what was going on in your life then. It'll help you to know what this new energetic cycle is going to be like. So we start off the week with it being a Cancer moon. The moon has been in Cancer on Sunday and Monday, and through early Tuesday morning, that moon will be in Cancer. Of course, that full moon is on Monday night at 5:27. But the moon will stay in Cancer through early Tuesday morning, so that starts the week. And then when you wake up on Tuesday, that moon's going to be in Leo. So Cancer was a water moon. We're moving to a fire moon. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to around lunchtime, that moon is going to be in Leo, so you might find yourself feeling a little frisky, like you want to get out and play with the kids in the snow if you have snow in your area, or meeting someone for lunch, or just being more social or more connected. You might feel like getting up and doing your makeup and hair on those days, as Leo likes to look good. Maybe a new shirt. It's time for a little shopping. You're definitely going to have more of that like shopping flavor middle of the week than you would during the Cancer moon. Cancer moon probably wants to stay at home. Leo moon wants to go out and play. And then on Thursday around lunchtime, that moon shifts in to Virgo. Virgo is a working moon, being an earth moon. You're going to notice that you feel like getting stuff done, organized, making those to-do lists, cleaning out the closet, picking up the clothes, doing the laundry, doing all the stuff. And that moon happens on Thursday at lunchtime into all day Friday, all day Saturday. So the beginning of a very productive weekend next weekend until Saturday night about bedtime. And then that moon shifts into Libra. So when you wake up next Sunday morning on the 19th, we're going to have a Libra moon, and that same day the sun is moving into Aquarius, the beginning of Aquarius season. So happy birthday if you have Aquarius energy, and happy birthday to my Capricorns out there that might be celebrating a birthday this week. We're moving into Aquarius season. We're wrapping up Cap, And yeah, with that Libra moon being an air sign, it's going to be talking positively to that Aquarius sun. So it's going to be a really good moon on Sunday to communicate and talking with other people, having discussions and conversations, working stuff out. You're going to have an ability to be able to do that on Sunday. So that is the moons this week, and we will now move into talking about the full moon. So the moon is ruled by Cancer, or the sign Cancer is ruled by the moon, however you want to look at it, but that makes this an extra potent and strong moon happening on Monday evening. Try to get out Monday night and see that big old moon. It's going to be beautiful in the sky. Being a Cancer moon in Capricorn season brings a maturing, a growth to this moon. So I would say this is a culminating moon. Some element of your life that you've been working with, it's coming to conclusion, completion. You are maturing in some kind of way. And Cancer rules our emotional body. The crab is all about protecting the soft stuff inside of its shell, right? And it can make you extra protective, a little emotional, sensitive to things. During this moon, we might feel more like nurturing and maybe needing some yummy foods, some snuggle time. Ways that you do self-care can be important during this full moon. So maybe taking a bath or getting into the water, being it's a water moon, that can be very comforting. But there are big opportunities for healing, nurturing ourselves, balancing our external responsibilities with the ways that we take care of ourselves. And there's an interesting element that comes with this full moon because it is holding hands in the sky with Mars right now, who is retrograde. Now, Mars is warrior energy. Mars loves a good battle, loves a good fight, is up for the challenge. Let's push forward, let's move through, lots of courage, taking action. And that's not like simpatico when naturally with Cancer, who is the energy of the mother, the huggy, lovey feeling, taking care of our little nest of peeps, being protective. So how can these two work together? Well, what you might notice is that there's something that's coming to a head with full moon. Many times there are something that needs to be resolved, something that you have to talk about, take care of, and do. And conjunct Mars, they're holding hands with Mars means that there might be some tough conversations, some tough love that you have to give, a message that maybe you don't want to relay. Maybe you got to talk to the kids. Maybe somebody's in trouble and you got to take away their phone. This moon calls for you to be brave, be using that maturity of Capricorn and say, this is the next step of growing up. Sometimes we have to have consequences for our actions. Try not to react in anger or an impulse. The kids may be acting up. There might be something that you feel, like, you're grounded for a month. Don't ground them for a month. You're not going to be able to hold up to that. So think before you speak comes with this full moon. And there's going to be some surprises. There may be something you didn't know before. This moon is talking harmoniously in a trine with the planet Uranus, and there are surprises. There might be a breakdown that leads to a breakthrough. Maybe in this scenario, the kids who is in trouble for having their phone and talking on their phone all night, maybe there's something about that you didn't know. They were trying to help a friend who was having a hard time. I do feel like, though, since this conversation with Uranus, with the moon, is a positive one, I think there's something positive about it. There's some good news coming in, a new approach, a new idea, a new opportunity, something optimistic that we can look forward to. So altogether, this moon is facing the music, if you've heard that saying before, or knowing that the writing is on the wall. There's something coming that we have to take care of. Something must be confronted. And I just say if we do it with honesty, integrity, being calm, patient with the outcome, and using that caring, compassionate heart that the Cancer moon can give us, letting our inner softness, being vulnerable with other people, that can help us to resolve some things. And actually, this moon can be very healing. It can help to let go of some old wound, some old hurt, some old problem. It can help us to resolve some of those things. Releasing past hurts and moving forward in a new, self-caring, self-nurturing, more mature way. So I think that's how that moon can help us. So that's the first big thing this week. The second thing we've got going on is on Tuesday, we have Venus and Jupiter having a little argument. All right, so these are both benefics. So the argument is not necessarily bad. Maybe they both just want what they want. Maybe too much of a good thing, a little bit of extra indulgence. Venus, she is in Pisces right now, and she is in her dreamy world, dreaming up all these ideas of things she wants to do. She wants to decorate the whole house. She wants to make the space beautiful. She wants to take on every project. And maybe Jupiter is like, yeah, we're going to do that, but then we got to do this. We got to do this other thing. We got to plan our vacations. How much money is in the bank. Jupiter's not used to being practical, though, so I won't say that this is a practical argument the two are happening. It's just a tug of war between all the good stuff, and maybe there's too much good stuff, and we've got to control it and bring things down to earth just a little bit. So I want you to think about that. If that energy comes in on Tuesday for you, that there could be a need for a little moderation in our excesses, balancing, being too overly optimistic. It's just our enjoyment of life, our generosity, our optimism. It's bumping up against overcommitting, doing it a bit. And that's coming in on Tuesday. Could be you feel this at the beginning through the middle of the week, because these transits, it's not just a one and done. That's just when it's exact. And so it might be you feel this Wednesday or Thursday. Could be you're feeling it now as you watch this forecast. After that, then we've got on Wednesday that sun goes opposite in the sky of Mars. So wherever the sun is, and I said the full moon was near Mars, well, now Mars is coming in almost like a full moon energy, and we're going to feel that full thrust. It might feel a lot like that full moon is extended, like it continues on into the 15th. This feeling of extremes, a tug of war. There's a restlessness, maybe overly energetic, maybe some frustration, some power struggles. So I want you to pay attention to how you're handling conflict this week, how you're handling arguments. You might also feel more motivated to get a lot of stuff done. You may be extra busy. You may take on a lot of extra work. So I want you to not burn out by doing too much, and I want you to pause before reacting, and that's going to help you handle this full moon leading into a Sun-Mars opposition, because Mars is a workhorse. He will work us to death, and we don't want to, get our immune system down and get sick. So you want to watch for that this week, wanting to take charge, getting aggressive, or other people in your world are, and it's like you just need to slow your roll down a little bit and be patient, and let's stage into this, let's step into this and see what all we can get done. So that's on Wednesday, and then next on the 17th, which is Friday, that sun is coming into a really nice working little conversation with Neptune, adding a little, I say like fairy godmother dust, like a sprinkle of this and a dose of that, and a little bit of dreams and some magic, and kind of our imagination and our idealism, bringing in a little feel-good kind of fogginess. So intuition is high, creativity is up, lots of compassion, connection, spiritual growth, an ability for some more healing this week coming off of that full moon. So I would say take yourself a moment on the 17th and just let yourself just drift a little. Maybe it's hard to focus that day. That's going to be on Friday. That moon is going to be in Virgo, saying do this, do that, do this other thing. Maybe just start the day with a little bit of a break. Let yourself just imagine and drift and dream and play a little bit on Thursday. It was a good way to use this Neptune energy. It's highly creative. It's a good day for journaling. If you're working on writing something, it's a good day for writing, all kinds of creative pursuits. So make a little time for that on Friday. And then on Saturday, we have Venus and Saturn holding hands in the sky. Venus is the planet of our love, what we're passionate about, all of our passion projects, and our money and our business. And so Saturn is the planet of rules and restriction and borders and boundaries. And so these two are working together, and this being kind of the end of Capricorn season before we shift into Aquarius on Sunday, I think that this is a culmination of all that Capricorn has brought us. We are becoming committed to something. Okay, you are committing to a strategy or a plan or an idea. There's some stability here, finding quality time over quantity time. You know, this is great for financial planning, for recommitting to a plan or a person. Passion projects becoming reality. So maybe you have a side gig that you do. You have your work you do day by day, and it's like, oh, that's a drag. And if I could just really get this other thing off of the ground, you're going to start to get a plan for that. That's what these two holding hands in the sky are. They're helping you formulate a real plan, getting all the lists together. That Virgo energy is going to help you. That moon, she's going to be a good helper and say, you know, you can really do this thing. You can really make it happen with this energy. And Capricorn season says, yes, you've been thinking about this long enough. It's time to get practical and realistic, and how can you really step into it? So that's a really nice way, you know, and so you may find that on Saturday that you're doing a little financial planning, or maybe it's planning for 2025, how you can move forward into the future, into this new year, and it just seems lovely to me. And then, so talking about that, you know, that sun is moving into Aquarius on Sunday. So any Capricornian things that you need to do, like planning, taking charge, trying to work out the route to the top, because Capricorn is the mountain goat and he can climb up the mountain, considering all of his resources and figuring out, you know, what do I have to get through this long winter to help me excel in the best way forward. It can be career planning, it can be your year planning, it can be making your 5-year plan. It could be a good weekend for vision boarding as Capricorn moves into Aquarius. And so Aquarius energy is going to take us into the new place. So we had, you may or may not know, the planet Pluto, the planet of change and transformation, move into Aquarius last year, and it will be there for the next 20 years. And so as the sun moves into Aquarius, we are moving into that future energy space, looking at doing things a different way. How do we incorporate technology? How do we move into the future the best way? And in our natal chart, Uranus is really, rules this energy, which is beating to your own drum and stepping out in your own way, being very unique. It's the energy of the risk taker, the one who isn't afraid to speak their own mind and have their own opinion. Aquarius energy, if you know an Aquarius, they are sharp as a tack, very witty, but they think about things in a very different way. They can see many different viewpoints. And it's also a friendship vibe. Like looking at, like an Aquarian will have many different kinds of friends. They'll be a part of many different types of groups. And so this might be a time of the year as we head into Aquarius for the next month, and we'll talk about this more next week, where you find yourself fitting into some different places that you couldn't have seen yourself fitting in before. So even thinking about like social media, maybe there's one you like better and you decide, I'm just going to get off of this other social media because I don't care about that. I really like the way this one works out because that's where all of my friends normally gather. Or maybe vice versa, you decide to switch that up. So that is the energies of the week. Next, let's talk about full moon horoscopes. So going back to that full moon in Cancer, heightened emotions, opportunities for feelings or for healing, a focus on home and family, emotional security, nurturing ourselves in our inner world and balancing the internal and the external. So for Aries rising, that full moon is happening in your home and family, where you live, your whatever you consider a home space, whether that be your car, your office, where you work, wherever you feel most at home, Aries rising. And I like to use rising sign, by the way. I think that they are the most accurate horoscopes. You can use sun sign here. Some of that will ring true, but these horoscopes I find, and I use Placidus house system. I think that if you'll go out and figure out your rising sign and then compare the two, your sun sign to your rising sign, that's going to be the most beneficial for you. So, but this full moon is lighting up your home space, your family space. So something's coming up about your roots, your family ties, addressing some issue in your living environment. It's asking you to create a space where you feel safe, where you feel nurtured, where you feel comfortable, Aries. Next we have Taurus. Taurus, this full moon is lighting up communication, conversations, talking to your people, expressing your emotions, which you may or may not be settled or like to do, but you may notice things becoming emotionally charged. And Taurus can get real stubborn. So you want to make sure that when you get poked a little bit, that emotional thing that you feel very sensitive about, or say you poke at someone else and they're feeling sensitive about it, you want to make sure that you take the time to say what you need to say, okay? Because this moon is saying you need to get it off your chest. There's something coming to a head and you need to talk about it. So you need to say what you need to say. That's really important for you this week, Taurus. Gemini. This full moon has a focus on your money and finances. So you are going to gain clarity on a financial matter, Gemini. You are going to start to see that maybe all the expenses from the holidays have all added up, and now you've looked at your credit card bill and you're like, oh my goodness, the writing is on the wall. You've got to change some things. So I don't know whether this has to do with your spending. Maybe it's got something to do with filing your taxes. It's going to be tax season soon, but this is an excellent time to reassess your budget and plan your finances for the coming year. With that Venus-Saturn energy coming in on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're really going to be thinking about where you're spending your money. And it may be simple things like you've got too many apps on your phone and you figure out I'm spending like $200 a month just in all this little extra entertainment on my phone, and maybe it's time to pare some of that out. I don't know. You'll have to look at that. But focus is on money this week, Gemini. Cancer. This full moon is, in your sign. So it's going to affect you the most strong, Cancer. You're really going to feel this. You're going to be feeling extra sensitive, but also deeply intuitive. So I want you to lead with your intuition, lead with your heart. You're going to know this thing that's coming up, this thing that's coming to a head, how to handle it, and it's a time to release and let go of what no longer serves you, what's not healthy for you. Maybe a relationship with someone else, maybe a situation that you don't want to be involved in anymore. Maybe that's a group of friends. I don't know, but there's something that you need to let go of, and you need to prioritize self-care. So that feels a lot like getting in the water, Cancer. Crabs like to be in the water. This is a good time to go and take a bath and cool yourself off. Don't lose your head. Don't lose your temper, because somebody's going to be trying to trigger you this week. And, take a more mature position. Imagine yourself in that Capricorn place, which is so unlike you, Cancer. It's opposite of you. But just imagine yourself taking the more mature approach, as if you're the grandmother or grandfather energy, looking down at this situation and saying, what's in the best interest of everyone here. And then that's how you're going to know how to use it. So have a good week. Take care of yourself, Cancer. Do all the things you need to do for you. Okay? Next, we have Leo. Leo, this full moon says that you might just need a break. This is a time for rest, for reflection, for retreat, for recharging your battery, recharging your system, Leo. Pay attention to your intuition, your dreams, your inner guidance. You need to heal a little bit. I don't want you to get sick. You could very well burn out this week with that Mars energy. You need to just kind of take a break. I think this is a break week for you before we hit Aquarius season, which will light you up a bit. So see how you can rest, how you can quiet things down, maybe taking a tech break, maybe going and reading a book, just getting quiet, getting alone, spending some time in reflection and meditation, taking a walk. However you can do that, just to have a little time to recharge your batteries this week, Leo, is going to be most effective for you. Next we have Virgo. Virgo, this week is this moon is highlighting your friend groups, your friendships, your communities, networking, who you're talking to. So something's coming up. There might be an opportunity to reconnect with someone, but it could also be you need to disconnect. So you need to reflect on whether your social circles are aligning with your goals and values, Virgo. Because during this moon cycle where the moon is going to be in your sign this week, you get to kind of clean house. I mean, you're feeling in your power, in your strongest. You've got to remember, though, that South Node is now in Virgo, and it's asking you to drain out what no longer serves. And I'm saying within your community, it might be a time to let something go, okay? Letting go of people or spaces or environments that feel draining to you will be a good way for you to focus on what's most important to you, Virgo. And you'll be able to discern that. You're going to be able to, you have the strongest powers of discernment and figuring out what's the best spaces for you and the best usage of your time. Next, we move to Libra. Libra, this week, your career, your public image, how you're seen in the world, your work, your job, takes center stage. So professional life is going to be most important for you. You may get an award for something, or somebody recognizes you and says, good job, a good pat on the back. Realizations are going to surface. Something is coming to a head, can be both positive and or negative. But you need to reassess your work-life balance, Libra, because as you're always assessing that, always the scales are tipping one way or the other. And are you so focused on your work, you've become a workhorse, and then you've not made time for your people, for your relationships, for your family, for your friends. So celebrate your successes, all the highs, that attaboy that you get, but also ensure that you don't neglect your personal life. Make time for the people. So maybe this week you get, all the accolades at work, good job, and next week you say, okay, I got to take time for the family. That can be a good way to balance this. Next we have Scorpio. Scorpio rising. This week sparks insights about your belief systems, what you believe in, why you care about it, why it even matters. You may decide you want to educate yourself about something, you need to learn something, or you're teaching something. So there's this like student-teacher vibe. And it may be that you're getting ready to plan your vacations for 2025. This is a good week to do it. Whichever of these three you are feeling drawn to expand your horizons, to get bigger, to increase, releasing outdated small perspectives and say, I'm going to take the bigger viewpoint, the bigger approach, because you are growing, and this full moon, this is a good moon for you. It's a water moon. It's in the same element as your sign. You've got to trust your intuition, trust your curiosities. You may not know the empath, which Scorpio likes to be in the lead, likes to know what's happening, likes to have control of everything. But I would encourage you to just let yourself drift a little bit with this full moon energy, and then you're going to come to this place where you are learning, you're growing, and you're really enjoying it, okay? I can see a lot of pleasure coming out of this full moon week for you. So I encourage you to embrace it, to just enjoy the flow for your week. Next we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this full moon is a transformative moon for you. We are looking at the ways that you are changing and growing, how you are becoming version 2.0, and how you can share this with someone else. It could be shared resources that you have in some kind of way. It could be a partnership, a collaboration, but there's some emotional intimacy, some conversation, something that has come to a head, maybe a tough conversation that needs to be had with someone near and dear with you, some deep emotional type of connection. Something is coming to light this week with this full moon. It's a potent time for releasing our fears, for embracing intimacy, having those tough conversations. Maybe it's got something to do, when I say shared resources, with shared money, shared accounts. Maybe we're looking at our income. We're looking at making future plans, and we need to address some things. We need to get on the same page. So I think you are leveling up and getting on the same page this week. This moon and this week is asking you to continue that mature transformation. You are going to the next level, Sagittarius, and you like to expand. You like to grow. You like to get bigger, and that's how you're going to do it, is being real raw, and real is a key word. Raw, real, and maybe even rough with someone. So I would just say be kind in those conversations. Be kind to yourself and others. Let your heart lead the way. That Cancer energy makes us very vulnerable. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, and just be truthful and honest with that person that you need to have this conversation with. Next, we have Capricorn. Capricorn this week highlights your relationships and your partnerships. So similarly, except this is just going to be one-on-one connections, really. You're going to have an opportunity for healing or closure in some kind of way. You're going to have clear communications with this full moon. Some conversation needs to happen. Something needs to be addressed, but it's going to lead to a place of commitment and a place where you're both are ready to move to the next level. So I don't know where you're moving to the next level, but I feel that your relationship is changing, and you are going to a higher level of commitment, of working together, of growth together in a partnership. So this is a great week for you to focus on that. Next, we have Aquarius. Aquarius, this week you're going to focus on your health, your routines, your day-to-day activities. How can you take care of yourself better, Aquarius? We are headed into your season, and all signs, it's notorious right before their season starts that it is we get sick. I don't want you to get sick, so I want you to focus on your health. If you need to go get your flu shot, have you been taking your vitamins? Are you exercising? How are you caring for your physical body? Use this energy to fine-tune those habits, find ways to de-stress, and prioritize wellness. And when I say de-stress, looking for ways so that you have less stress in your life, and that's going to make you healthier. Small changes in that routine now, Aquarius, are going to have a big impact this week and a big impact into your season. It's almost birthday time, so we want you to be well and healthy and vibrant and at your very best next month. Next and finally, we have Pisces. Pisces, this full moon is inspiring your creative. You are firing up your creative juices. You are in your zone. Ideas are flowing. You are getting lots of downloads, and your imagination is on full tilt, and you may be feeling joyful, and I want you to be joyful. It is a great time to reconnect with your inner child and who you were before all of the world came in and said there's so much work to be done. Let your creativity come out. Celebrate your passion projects, the ways that you have fun. Go and do some of that this week. Don't doubt yourself. Just embrace this playful, loving energy. You are going to be vibing with this moon too. It's a water sign. You're going to be feeling footloose and fancy free, and just let yourself drift. Just be you and let yourself be creative and have yourself a spot of fun this week, okay? So that is all 12 signs, reminding you that this Cancer full moon is asking for balance and for fulfilling our emotional needs and really trying to take care of ourselves. How can we heal and do our self-care so that we can be at our best and shine our best into the week and into the month. My name is Jennifer Barish. I am so grateful to have spent this time with you. Go out and find me on YouTube, and you can also find me at astrocollege.com and .org, Magical Life Astrology. It has been my pleasure and honor. Have yourself a wonderful Cancer full moon week. Take care.